The Fiji coalition government unveiled its second budget on Friday, announcing a major pay increase for civil servants with a focus on education, raising minimum wage, and finally a plan to tackle the drug crisis. Reducing government debt, improving health and education, deteriorating infrastructure, funding for women were the headline issues. But they were shadowed by a salary increase to members of parliament to the tune of $4.2 million. Alicia Foon has more.
The verdict on Fiji's latest budget is out.
It's a very good budget in light of the difficult economic circumstances that we are in. The fact that we were able to bring our debt to GDP ratio down I think is a very good thing.
USP Finance Professor Janesh Sami with his 2 cents. But it comes at the cost of everyday Fijians struggling to make ends meet. Despite the government promising to listen, after widespread heavy criticism of MPs' salary increases, the public outcry has been ignored.
This is not the time to have any salary increase for members of the parliament, because the first focus of the government should be on the poor and the vulnerable.
While minimum wage rises from $4 to $5, alcohol and tobacco taxes increased by 5%. Social welfare allowance remained the same at $125 a month, except for $25 a month bus fare subsidies, but the eligibility age increases from 60 to 65. Finance Minister Biman Prasad delivered the budget in Parliament with a focus on addressing the serious skills shortage and improving investor confidence.
We are strongly focused on improving our public health and medical care delivery with new hospitals and better health care. We have fully restored all fundamental freedoms of all our people, including our workers, and increased the national minimum wage. We may not have been able to fulfill the wishes and aspirations of everyone, but we have done the best we can within the resources we have.
Mr. Prasad says he's committed to lowering sky-high debt.
Our astronomically high national debt of 90% of GDP 18 months ago will fall to 78% by this time next year.
Doing the best they can, but still passing blame.
The previous government did not know, they did not care. It was all about politics and looking good for the cameras and winning votes for the coming election. They must have decided that they would worry about the cost of everything after the election was over. Well, the election is over, and it is our coalition government that has been left to deal with this problem.
Well, the main parliamentary opposition party in Parliament is imploding due to internal conflict and set for deregistration. The Fiji Labour Party made its feelings known. In a statement, it said,
"The budget does not address cost of living crisis. The minimum wage from $4 to $5 an hour is totally inadequate. In 2018, Biman Prasad was agitating for a $5 an hour minimum wage. How does he now justify keeping it at the same rate 6 years later? At the same time, the government has shamelessly gone ahead and endorsed the increase in pay and allowances recommended by the Parliamentary Emoluments Committee. It has simply ignored the huge public anger at this act of self-interest."
Although just over $32 million has been allocated to increase affordable housing, the biggest slice of the pie went to the Ministry of Education.
$778 million is provided towards education and skill development, the largest allocation in this budget. We need to improve the quality of teaching and learning in schools by ensuring that we have the best teachers, the right learning environment, the right curriculum, textbooks and other resources. Given the state of the affairs in the education sector, we cannot repeat the mistakes of the past.
Mr. Sami welcomed the investment.
This is certainly a step in the right direction, ensuring that our graduates are ready to function effectively in the labour market.
The Finance Minister previously stated more than 70,000 Fijians have left in the last 18 months, something he admits to being slow to act upon until now.
We must respond more quickly to new economic and social challenges, such as our critical loss of skills and the problem of drugs. At the same time, we have to keep up with the slow, patient work on our long-term issues. This is why we are staying focused on economic stability, security and sustainability.
Mr. Sami questioned the $40 million increase to Fiji's military to a whopping $170 million in total. But there is now finally a plan to tackle the drug crisis with the establishment of a narcotics bureau. more than $220 million will go to improving the police force, an increase of close to $42 million. Australian police will join the Fijian police force, and a mentor will be provided to support the new police commissioner. After serious cases of drug tampering and bribery involving police officers, the aim is to root out corruption and restore integrity in Fiji's law enforcement.